Hi, my name is Janine Matsuda, and this is wonderful Stanley. He is my math consultant, my very own personal math consultant. And we are here to do a video today on a math game that probably isn't something you'll want to do as a whole class lesson regularly, but it's something that would be fantastic for teacher, I'm done time. A couple weeks ago, we posted a video called Juniper Green, and that is really the first in this series of Teacher I'm Done activities. And we learned this at the California Mathematics Council convention in Palm Springs in early November, where wonderful Stanley got to meet his math hero, Eddie Wu. He got to take a picture with him, and Eddie is the one who presented this activity. And so wonderful Stanley is here to share it with us. And it's just a really good thinking thing for our students to do with math and to also give joy in math. Who doesn't need joy in math? And have you watched the Eddie Wu TED Talk yet, or any of his high school explanations? If you haven't, we really encourage you to do so. All right, Stanley, take it away.
So the name of the game is called Sprouts. And so it's a two-player game, and you start off with dots, or sometimes called spots. So we'll have two. We'll start off really simple. The more spots you start off with, the more complex the game gets. So as a beginner, just only have two spots. And so you connect the two spots with a line. And when you do that, you have to add another spot anywhere on the line that you just drew. And then the second player will then take their turn and connect two dots. So let's say I connect these two here. And then I have to add a dot in the line that I just used to connect. Well, if you have 4 lines coming out of a single dot, you can't use that dot anymore. So let's say I connect.
So this one has how many right now? It has 1, 2, 3.
3. So if I use this line, if I use this spot and connect it to this one here, and I have to draw my dot on that line, this dot is no longer available to use because it has 1, 2, 3, 4 lines coming out of that spot. Now you don't have to connect a line between two dots. You can do a dot to itself. So you can do something like this. But then you'd have to draw a second spot on that line that you just used. Okay? And you keep drawing lines and adding spots until there are no more moves that you can make. And so the winner is the person who makes the last move. All right?
Or you can start a board full of spots.
Well, you don't want too many spots because then it gets more and more complicated.
So what's a good range of spots? Because students will want to know, how many spots can I put?
Well, they can put as many as they want. I'm just letting you know that the more spots that you start off with, the more complex the game becomes. So look how many spots I already have, and I only started with 2 spots.
Can I cross lines?
No, you cannot cross lines.
It's always rules.
And you can't do like, I'm gonna do this dot and then connect here and then go somewhere else. You can't say, oh, I'd only touch 2 spots like the rule, but you went from one spot to itself, so that's the end of that move. So this additional line is not correct.
What else can't you do? Because the students will think of 100 things that may or may not be allowed.
So crossing the line is the first no-no, and then having more than 4 lines coming out of a spot.
This took me so long to play. We were being taught this by Eddie Wu, and I could not comprehend because I did not understand what the lines out of the spot meant. But I see it now. So this one, for example, has 1, 2, 3 lines coming out of it.
This one has 3 lines, so you can have one more come out. Oh, I forgot to put a dot here on this line that I drew. So I can connect this one to this, and then I have to add a spot here. And then so then this one is no longer available, this one's no longer available, this one's no longer available.
1, 2, 3, 4. Do you cross them out or something when
No.
they're no longer available?
No, there's no.
So that you have to think about it. The students have to come and say, wait a minute, does this have 4 lines
Correct.
coming out of it?
It's a critical thinking game.
Critical thinking.
Okay, and remember, lines can't cross. So you can...
Do not cross the line.
Students will do weird strategies like going all the way around, and then all of a sudden that game gets like trapped inside this because this student drew all the way around. So now it's like, right, it traps spots from being used.
You have to put a dot on this.
Oh yeah, I do. So I'm gonna put it over here.
Okay. You loved this game. You thought it was so fun.
Yeah, it was fun. So anyways, it's called Sprouts, and if our explanation isn't explained well, I don't know. I understand it. Maybe you don't understand. Do you understand?
I get it fully now.
Okay.
I think you are doing a better job than Eddie did because I really didn't understand it. But now I get it.
Eddie was under a time crunch.
He was in a rush. And he had just landed in the United States.
He was presenting so many games in like such little time.
It's true. It's true.
But anyways, Sprouts instructions on Wikipedia if you want to go check it out there. But there's also strategies there too. So you don't want the students to start reading the strategies because we want them to develop the strategies. So anyways, there you go, Sprouts.
I don't know if you're having that issue anymore with Teacher, I'm done, what do I do now? I'm finding that is happening less and less in my classroom the more I move away from worksheets because there isn't like something to hurry up and turn in where they're done. We're just constantly working. But there are still times when students finish whatever project we're working on and they need something to do. So what a beautiful thing. You know, we always want them to read, of course, but this is not a device. It is, paper and pencil. They could do this anywhere, anytime. And this is also an activity that they could do at home with their families. I'm finding my students are trying these things out at home. And sometimes they'll even bring me the paper so that I can see what they did with their parents. So it's just good math activities all around. And we hope that you will give Sprout a try and teach it to your students and then teach them for sure Juniper Springs as well. And remember, when you do something like this with your students, you can't ever think of it as a one and done. Because if you don't review it, if you don't keep it in their minds, they put it away and they forget. So you might even want to put a little sign up, what to do when I'm done, Juniper Spring and Sprouts. Thanks again for being with us today, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
I'm Janine Matsuda. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget
to like and subscribe!